Good morning, everybody. This is Living Divinity coming to you. Okay, trying to figure out what a good introduction is. Anyways, I want to begin by thanking all of you, my subscribers, right, for being here for me. Without you, there's no reason for me to be here. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, and we always want to thank God in so many different ways for everything. So I thank God when I was feeding my dog some jerky this morning. So that's the beginning of my day. I took him out and let him do his business, and then he gives me this certain look that tells me he wants some jerky, and he's licking his chops, so I know that's what it is. So I say to him, "Thank you, God, and then he's ready to have his little snack, and now he's relaxing, and I'm settling in so I could do this reading for all of you. So let's begin by reading out of the Bible a little bit. I'm on Psalms 37. Psalms 37 of David. Do not fret because of evil men, or be envious of those who do wrong. For like the grass, they will soon wither. Like green plants, they will soon die. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will do this. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, the justice of your cause like the noonday sun. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when men succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Do not fret, it leads only to evil. For evil men will be cut off, and those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land. A little while, and the wicked will be no more. Though you look for them, they will not be found, but the meek will inherit the land and enjoy great peace. The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash their teeth at them. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming. The wicked draw the sword and bend the bow, to bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose ways are upright, but their sword will pierce their own heart, and their bows will be broken. Better the little that the righteous have, than the wealth of many wicked. For the power of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. The days of the blameless are known to the Lord, and their inheritance will endure forever. In times of disaster they will not wither. In days of famine they will enjoy plenty. But the wicked will perish. The Lord's enemies will be like the beauty of the fields. They will vanish like smoke. Okay, so that was Psalm 37:1 through Psalm 37:20. So those parables tell me that don't focus on what other people are doing. Just stay in your righteous ways when you have a prayer and meditation and you're working on yourself and praying to God and asking for forgiveness and living a better life, regardless of what you have or what you don't have. Thank God for everything. And he will, the first couple ones, it said he will give you what you desire. So when you hold on to him and have faith and hope and know that he is the truth, the light, he is what makes us exist, right? So Stay in your own lane and stay focused on you. And you don't even really want to talk about a bad person, right? Because all you got to say about them is bad. So you want to refrain from even doing that. You want to stay focused on the Lord and have God touch your heart, and you'll have everything that you need in life and more. Okay. So I have turn inward, trust your intuition, perceive others with a deeper and more discerning eye. Okay. So their words are their words, and you have to look beyond what they're saying. You have to be able to watch them and see if their words match their actions. Okay, so turn inward and trust your intuition. Okay. So if you've watched any of my recent videos, I talked about Mami Wata and spiders. And I was opening my blinds up, and right in front of me there was a little baby spider that was hanging from a thread. And well, it did startle me because I didn't expect it, but I just blew on him, and then he went to wherever it was he was going. And Lord knows I never want to get bit by one, but I don't believe in killing spiders. So that was my start of my day, and I'm having my first cup of coffee, and it said it's going to be like 66 degrees today, and it's a little bit overcast. And it didn't feel like 70 yesterday until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon for an hour or so. Okay, so let's go with miracles now. To travel further on my path of personal growth, I call on my spiritual running buddies for help. Okay? So these can be actual people, or they could be your spirit guides. It could be the archangels. If you're really blessed, you have people who don't judge you, people who just want to be your friend, people who have no ill intention. They just want to hang out with you, and they want to enjoy your company. Those are really the people that you want on your path, because you don't want someone judging you. Oh, John, you shouldn't be doing that, You might think it's good for you spiritually, but look how everybody's looking at you. You've changed, John, and people don't really like the changes you're going through. Right? Those are the people that aren't there to help you. Those are the people that are there to restrict you, to make you feel bad about your personal growth, your spiritual growth. The people that doesn't really have to be, what do you call that? Let's see. You don't need anybody to feed your ego. You just want someone who's honest and who appreciates you and has value, right? They have value for themselves, so then they could have value for you. You don't want people who are constantly belittling you. You don't want people who are constantly putting you down, making you feel bad inside, right? Like, what is that? You're a human being. You're a spiritual being. You're probably a really loving person. And then you have people around you that gravitate towards you, but it's with the wrong intentions. So make sure that the people around you their words match their actions. And if their words don't match their actions, unfortunately, you might think, that person's a really good person. I've been that person's friend for umpteen years, and they're just having a bad day. When in fact, they wanted to get close to you for specific reasons. Could be sexual, it could be your finances, it could be your clout. Maybe you're a really good-looking man or woman. So, say for example, if someone has the appearance of mediocre and they have the attitude of mediocre covered with their higher, it's like their fake higher, personality. And when they go out, they don't get to meet anybody, but when you go with them, you're a natural, you just have that vibe about you. Or maybe, like I said, you're really good looking. And then all of a sudden, all these men will come around all of you. So then, that sort of thing. That's kind of weird. But people could be like that, right? Using you for your clout, what you can bring to the table. So it could be that, it could be money, it could be drugs, it could be sex, it could be whatever it is. But if it's not true, if they're not true friends, you have to see it for what it is. And these can also be relatives. They could be, my whole life I've always worked, and I've always had plenty. Not like excessively, but I've always had plenty, and people gravitated towards me, and now I don't have as much, and now they're far, far away, even though they're in the next town. So it could even happen with family members as well. And I'm very skilled. I can put in a window. I can do the framing. I can put up the molding. I can paint. I can do drywall. I can do tile. I have all these different skills, so people will call upon me, and I'll give them a good deal. But then after they're done, they tell people, oh, well, she's done using us now. When in fact, it's the other way around. So you see how people will project. They'll cause something to have you break away because they don't want you hanging around anymore. They never wanted you around. They just wanted you around for your skills. After the work's done, then they cause an uproar so that you never want to be near them again. And it's all calculated. It's calculated before you even walk in the door. So, a strong person has to learn to walk alone, and have God. You're only as strong as the God you have in your heart, okay? So if you walk alone, you have God with you. You have everything you need. So your running buddies could be, your angels, your archangels, your ancestors, right? If you tap in, you already know that they might be 6 foot under, or they might have been cremated, but the spirit is free, and the spirit can come to you whenever you need it. When you need to cry, when you're celebrating something, when you're celebrating something, you light a candle, and you say, "Hey, Mom, Dad, look at me. I'm doing good work for the Lord," right? So those are your spiritual running buddies. They exist. They're real. And God is real. And God will bring the people on your path that will protect you and love you, just as your ancestors do, just as God does. Okay? Then they could be your spiritual running buddies here on earth. Okay? Some people call them earth angels, right? So, to get further on your path, then you call on your spiritual running buddies, dead or alive. And I mean that in the most respectful way. Okay. Your soul purpose. And today we have the banker. And the stone is emerald. Your affirmations. I am grateful for my understanding of finances and money. I have excellent mathematical skills. I handle money with ease and intelligence. Okay, so let me read the banker for you. Let's see. That's under finance. How are you at saving money? The world of banking has many facets, including brokerage services, financial advising, underwriting, lending, or borrowing, and asset management. When you draw the Banker and Emerald card, place your attention on your bank account and dealings with financial institutes. Use the Emerald gemstone to amplify prosperity and enhance your understanding of banking protocols. This green variety of beryl aligns you with well-being and extreme wealth. Emerald is a stone for health and vitality, which is necessary for success. Life is easier when money is flowing and prosperity is yours. Understanding money and banking supports your financial goals. The proper use of your bank accounts, credit cards, and loans play an instrumental role in long-term financial abundance and stability. Emerald's rich green vibration energizes your ability to expertly handle money. It is a stone of integrity, and it calls you to bank your money right and find a banker who understands your needs. As a former banker myself, I personally understand how the energy of this life path is an important part of a stable life. Being a mortgage banker taught me valuable lessons about risk management and leverage, using the bank's money to achieve financial goals, and also guiding borrowers so they didn't extend themselves unwittingly beyond their means. Emerald teaches us to be sure funds are managed in such a way that the repayment of debts is a given. Saving and the understanding of various financial instruments as forms of savings are beneficial for a long-standing financial foundation, so that you always have plenty of money with more than enough to spare. Okay, so that's the banker. Oh, let me just set these cards aside. And then next we have messages from the mermaids. And we have the card of love. So love seems to be in the air. A lot of the readings have, the two hearts meet, the Two of Cups, the marriage card, and now with the messages from the mermaids, we have the love card. Open yourself to universal or romantic love. Put yourself out there and maybe go on a date or rekindle the love within your current relationship. This mermaid is bathing in the bliss of unconditional love. She loves herself, which means she's able to be fully loved by others. When you know your true value and embrace the fact that you're loved and lovable. You'll attract perfect, loving relationships. Love is the fragrance of enlightened spiritual people. It can be felt in their aura and is the residue of their presence. This is pure, unconditional love. People feel romantic love for each other. To love someone and yet also set them free is a beautiful thing. When our emotions become involved and we become attached to and dependent on someone, we can face issues. Perhaps you're experiencing this right now. Remember, we're all born free, which means we have the freedom to choose the path we take in life. Yes, it's possible to be in love and still be free. This isn't an excuse to play around with the hearts of others. Being free while in a loving relationship means you give space for each other to flow and grow. It's still possible to remain loyal and in love while loving them unconditionally. The act of giving and caring is an expression of love. If you feel drawn to be of service to others, then this card's message is affirming that. Practicing random acts of kindness is another wonderful expression of love in action. Showing love to a stranger will lift their spirits and fill their heart with hope. So one random act of kindness could actually change someone's life. You know, sometimes you might be at the grocery store and someone might, have a cup out and you dig into your wallet, in your change section, and you give them all the change that you have. Maybe you have some bills in there and you give them a $10 bill if you have it. And, can you imagine what's going through their mind after they accept that from you and you go in the store and go about your business and start living your life, right? You did the random act of kindness and you gave $10 to a homeless person. Can you imagine what they're thinking? They're thinking, oh my God, thank you, God, for sending an angel my way. Thank you, God. Now I can have a decent meal. Without this person having an open heart, I wouldn't be receiving this beautiful meal now, dear God. Thank you. And they'll be thinking all the time how kind you were and how you uplifted them, even if it's just for a day, And I wouldn't say it's just for a day. I would say even on their hungriest day, they're still thinking about the day that guy or that girl gave them $10 and how it really helped them out. And it gives them a sense of hope, gives them a sense of appreciation, right? A homeless person, even though they're homeless, I'm sure God wants them to appreciate everything they receive. And I really believe that they're going to appreciate more than, the regular working people, And I'm not saying that working people aren't appreciating, just saying the times of need are people who go to work 40 hours. They just take for granted, put in my 40 hours and I'm going to get paid whatever, 600, 800, 1,000, whatever it is. And it's just like, it's just assumed you're always going to have that as long as you have that job. And, that's the other thing about showing gratitude and appreciating it, is that you really need to think about, like, what if I something happened and I had to have surgery and I was out of work for 3 weeks, how would I manage? Well, that's where the banker card comes in, right? If you're making an excess of, say after you pay all your bills, you get paid once a month. After you pay all your bills and you have all the groceries and the gas that you need for the whole month, and you have $600 to spare. Well, are you going to be foolish and spend that whole $600, going out to clubs, going out to restaurants, doing this, doing that, when in reality you should take at least half of that 600 and put it into savings, and that's your nest egg for when you're getting ready to retire, or if you're in need and you do have to, God forbid, have some sort of surgery that keeps you out of work for a period of time, because the insurance doesn't give you 100% while you're off, right? What do they give you? If you're out for like 6 months, your disability is like 75% or something, but it's untaxed. So you do get that money, but then you got to pay the taxes after. So even at 75%, you're probably getting close to what you got working. But at the end of the year, you really get taxed on what that money that was given to you. So your life plays out in the way that you set yourself up, So as a young person, I would say save 20% and act like you don't have it, act like you don't see it. You could have your statement sent, I don't know, to a relative's address, to where you never see it, like your mom or your dad, someone trustworthy. And nowadays it's paperless anyways, and you can get all of your statements online, but you can just ignore them. You can check on them and make sure the numbers are accurate, but then after that it's like forget it and go. Because if you just focus on, I've been saving for a whole year and I got $6,000, and then all of a sudden you'll have all these reasons to get it out and spend it. And then if it's in a savings kind of thing, like an IRA or whatever, and you're not 65 or 67, whatever the age is nowadays, then you get taxed. You get taxed when it comes out, right? If you ask for it, you could ask for all of it back, but then you're already going to be getting, okay, so say if you have 10,000 in there, and you decide, I'm gonna take it out. I want to buy a motorcycle or something, and that'd be a good down payment. All right, so then you take 10,000 out, and you say, oh yeah, go ahead and tax it. So then you end up with 6,200, because they take out like 38% for pre-age tax. So then you're really taking out 10,000, but in your hands you only get 6,200. Then at the end of the year, when you file taxes, they add that 10,000 into your yearly income, and then you get taxed again. So what happens after that? Well, if you get anything back, say you have some other investments and you get back like $5,000. What do you do with it? You put it in the bank, and then you go and you buy gas, and you pay your rent, and you let's see, you go buy gas, you go buy groceries, you pay your rent, you pay your utilities, and guess what? All of that's taxed again. So how many times do we have to get taxed on that same $10,000 that you invested in on the get-go? There's something wrong with our system, It's like it's not only double jeopardy, it's like quadruple jeopardy. And it's all because there's so much greed, and there's so much spending at the government levels that really are unnecessary. All the gala parties, if I even said that right, all of those traditional things that they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on. When the president decides, or maybe it's the first lady decides, I want to renovate this room. Okay, let's put it in front of the people, and the people are the senators and whoever votes on it, right? The senators and the governors. I'm not even sure. But whoever votes on it, they're like, yeah, we'll give you $100,000 to remodel the White House in one room. And then, that's really wasted money. And that's just the parties, the everything it takes to have a press conference. All the people that have regular jobs, right, that work for the government, but they have to take time off to be at the president's engagement, and they're getting paid for it. They get paid for standing, sitting, or speaking, and it's like, I want a job like that. No, actually, I don't. But no, the whole world is turned flipped upside down. There's too much money going out from the American people, and they're not getting much return. So it's things that we have to work on, and it's things that we have to pray about. We have to look 7 generations ahead and say this nonsense has to stop, right? And it starts today. Okay, so next we have native spirit. And when I look at this book, when I look at these cards, I think the true founders of this country were the indigenous people. That's how I feel. And I mean, if it was ever turned back to the native people, I mean, I guess I'd have to move, right? I'm not sure, but I don't know. I kind of think the native people, if they were able to take back the country and let it be theirs, I think they would allow people to stay, but the people would be under their rulings, like whatever laws that they decide is right. So moving forward, okay, we got the tracker. Card meaning, focus your intent and your passion on one thing rather than being scattered in different directions. Be single-minded in what's truly important in your life and let everything else go. Track the unseen but very real stream of energy to that which you desire. Your native spirit wants you to know trackers have the ability to be so focused that everything but their goal disappears. What you see around you is the result of what you focus on. When you direct your thoughts toward good, you attract positive experiences and people in your life. When you focus on what isn't working, you create even more challenging situations. If you aren't pleased with the direction of your life, concentrate on what you desire, not on what you don't want. To develop inner power, focus intently on one thing. Being scattered in a myriad of directions dilutes your strength. Devote your attention to family, community, career, relationship, hobbies, or anything you're passionate about. Diminish activities that aren't essential to your goals, and it will be just a matter of time before miracles begin to occur. The journey, write down how much time on average that you spend on different activities during the day. If there is anything non-essential that doesn't feed your soul, find ways to diminish it and focus on what's truly important. Okay. So let's see. What do we have next? Next we have Divine Feather. Here's the feather. Bluish. It is a bluebird. Okay. The bluebird. Okay. There's the blue jay. We want the bluebird. That's one thing I haven't seen around here is is a blue jay. And I remember being a kid and seeing them around. The bluebird is usually associated with the qualities of joy, peace, harmony, and union. Bluebirds are often pictured in happy pairs, signifying fidelity and blissful partnerships. Many stories surround bluebird, from native folklore to modern-day tales. The color blue is significant in its beauty, its connection to the element of the air. And to the throat chakra. The bluebird asks us to examine our own sense of inner peace and self-love. The happiness we seek begins on the inside. The bluebird flies into your space to deliver a great message, great blessings of peace, joy, and happiness. This messenger reminds you to honor the purity of your own speech and communication, especially those messages that you feed to yourself. The lightness and color of bluebird help make you aware of the spiritual links of the sky and the realms beyond. Invite the tranquility of bluebird into any area of your life that could use more lightness. Then share the energy of bluebird with those around you. Have you forgotten the simple pleasures of life? Bluebird is here to remind you that it's okay to let go and fly for sheer pleasure. As you do, feel the weight of life lifted and soar higher up into the sky. Energies, happiness, joy, peace, season winter and spring, element air, color blue. The affirmation: I invite a deeper sense of peace and joy into my life. Okay. Then the last is the animal message before we get into the actual reading. And we have the octopus again. We just had that recently. The octopus with eight legs and the ink. Okay. I actually caught an octopus once. We were kids over in Port San Luis. There's a long pier there, and we all had fishing poles. And of course the pier is way above the water line. And I was reeling it out, and there was an octopus on it, and everyone was like, "Look, Marcia got an octopus." But as soon as it came out of the water, it dropped off. Okay, travel across earth and over sea to securely embrace your dream. Octopus does not wait for fate to deliver her dinner of crab, employing whatever strategy is necessary for his capture, even abandoning water for Earth's air. She counsels that you too follow your dreams. If your partner has left for a faraway land, join them. If a new exciting possibility calls from distant climes, embrace it as firmly as octopus does crab. If others obstruct you, like octopus, eclipse your actions in an inky cloak until your dream is securely within your grasp. So if the person that's no longer in your life, maybe they left you, you can call them the crab and call yourself the octopus and go get them, or vice versa. Okay, and use your ink so that no one else can stop your dreams, right? If you shade them with your ink, then they don't know exactly what you're doing. And so often when people know what you're doing, they will try to destroy it because they don't want you to have it. They don't want you to have it because it wasn't their idea. They don't want you to have it because then you might be $1 more successful than them. There's all kinds of reasons why people don't want you to have things that like are destined for you. There's they don't want you to dream because maybe they didn't follow their dreams. I think that's probably like maybe the biggest catalyst for others to try to stop you from doing what you'd like to do in your future for your success, for your happiness, for your peace. Okay. All right, so we're going to just start our Akashic Tarot. So my dog is 11 years old, and he loves to sleep with me. So the thing is, since he's 11, he wants to sleep half the day. And he won't get rest unless I'm with him, so I can't halt my life, right? He loves to sleep now, but he feels like I need to be with him. You know, he's like any other loving dog, right? They follow you wherever you go. When I start the vacuum, he runs. You know, it's a chore, but he's worth it. And he loves jerky. It's his favorite snack. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has for us. Calling on Spirit to be with us on this whole reading with us, right? But what messages? We have a message of love. We have a message of protecting. We have a message of going for what you want. The bird speaks of two birds loving each other. The tracker is staying focused on one thing. We have the love card. And we have the banker to be more thoughtful in how you spend your money. And regarding gifting to like a homeless person, whatever you put out to the universe comes back like tenfold. To travel for your own personal growth, you know, you call on the people who support what you're doing. You know, it's that they support your heart, right? The things that makes your heart happy. And we have turn inward and trust your intuition. And you know, people's actions need to match their words. Those are the people you want in your life. And for me, everybody else, you know, I have to love them from a distance. Okay, so I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled. So let's see. Let me do a cut here. And then do one more cut. I'll pull this one. The Six of Scrolls, Sands of Time. So let me read that for you. Beautiful room. Very well lit. And I love all that oak. Looks like oak to me. Let's see. Six of Scrolls. The sun has begun to set low on the western horizon, but it's still visible through the window of a beautiful castle room. A man is focused with concern on a large hourglass that has almost run out. He rolls up his sleeves, ready to get back to work. This card shows that, in some matter of importance, time is of the essence. There could be an opportunity that you don't want to miss. It may be a project, a situation, or personal connection that requires action or even completion. You might have had some delays, and you may have been highly active and industrious for some time. Either way, keep going. Your focus, your focus and effort are still required in order to get to the end game. Don't let worry steer you away from your goal. There is more yet to come, so don't give up. Close your eyes and catch the energy of time. It feels almost as if you can ride it as it flows through your day, lifting your excitement, your enthusiasm, and your industry. Feel this now and realize that whatever you have to do, time is your gift and your tool. So, let me clear the energy here. So you know when I do this, right? I'm feeling negative energy. And I don't want it to spread to any of you. I want you to have peace and joy and happiness within your heart. I am a warrior, a warriorette of love. I share my good and my bad experiences with all of you. So hopefully if you're going through something similar, you can find your way through easier. Okay? So if you're in your home or in your car or walking through the mall, wherever you're at while you're listening to this reading, know that I'm sharing some smoke of cleansing with you. And if you know it, if you feel it, then you have it, right? So, again, if someone's talking bad about you, well, they talk about different things, like if your right earrings, if your palms are itchy, all these different things. But for me, it's my temperature changes, and sometimes I start feeling like a little bit of prickly on my skin, and I know that it's someone who has powers, but not powers over me. Someone who has opened up their mind to the other side, and they want to use that against people of good. Okay, so burning sage is a good way. I'm taking baths, you know. Even if you don't have salt, if you believe that you're taking a salt bath, then you're taking a salt bath, you know. I've actually done both. I've gotten in the shower and prayed for the cleansing, and, you know, expressed to God, I feel so good with the water running through my hair, to cleanse away any negativity. You know, they say even if your house is dirty, right? If you have a dirty countertop, that negativity can attach itself there. So that's why it's so important to keep your house clean and your windows clean. And, you know, it's definitely an upkeep, and you're worth it, right? So take care of yourself spiritually. Prayer, being showing gratitude to God every day for something, and, you know, not just one thing and then just go about your day. It's the more that you have time to thank God. You know, thank God for that phone call today, because, you know, I was really wondering if that loan was going to go through, and it did. You know, maybe you're trying to purchase a house and you're waiting for that call, and you get the call, yes, you've been approved. Thank you, God. You know, without you, God, I know I could never have this dream come true. You know, maybe you want to be a rock climber, you know, and you make it to the top, like physically make it to the top of a ridge or something. Thank God, you know. thank you, God, for being with me as I was climbing this horrific, scary mountain. I've overcome so much with you, God, by my side, right? It's wherever you are, whatever you do, you just talk to God and He'll hear you. And you ask God for protection. You ask God to guide you. You thank God for loving you. You thank God for every aspect of your life. Okay, so we got the sands of time. Who's under pressure? Who has the ticking clock saying you're almost out of time? Well, maybe you ought to, what was that card? Get your travel buddies to go with you if you need to. That could be spiritual or physical. You know that you have to start saving money for that moment when the sands of time run out and you need to have a little nest egg. Maybe you're worried about losing a love of your life. It's time to go get them. Stay focused on what's important to you. And the blue bird again indicates two birds in love. And the octopus going for what you want, even if it's crossing earth and over sea, to securely embrace your dream. And don't forget to put the ink out for those who are against you, and maybe you think they're for you, but they're really not, because they give you all the negative vibes, right? They don't give you encouragement. They try to take encouragement away. Okay, so Spirit, tell us, what card next do you want the collective to have? The Queen of Keys. So she's looking across her great, vast belly. And this one, all the queens say if they're facing their king, then they're together or whatever. All the queens are looking left. So if the king comes out, then they have their back turned towards each other already. But that doesn't mean that it has to be that way, right? With communication and a different outlook, you can certainly turn that around. Okay, a queen dressed in a gown of rich colors and textures stands atop the tower of her great castle, happily looking over the rich, verdant hills of her domain. In the far distance, her husband returns from his travel. The card represents a woman of authority. She is sensitive, helpful, and thoughtful. She is confident in her authority, but always happy to celebrate the success of others. She could be a love interest for you or someone in your life. Besides referring to a positive woman of business, the card can represent you or another who is about to climb the ladder of success. Positions in banking, investment, real estate, and management may be coming. Self-employment in any industry could be also at hand, as well as greater financial independence, increased authority, or creative autonomy at work. Feel the Queen of Keys beside you. Sense the support she has for you. She is ready to give you a key for your own life. This key may be a feeling, a word or idea, or a symbol that informs you in some way. Take this key now and sense what it means and how it feels. So, what you see in your future is what you see. Do you see, if you're the queen, do you see that you actually have your back turned towards your king, and your king has his back turned towards you? If you see it in your future, if that's how you imagine it, then that's how it'll be. You have the power to turn that around. By, maybe there's something in your thoughts that's some sort of blockage, and you have to say, no, there's no blockage. That's not me. I know he's going to be coming right in front of me. He's going to be facing me. power of your mind. It's the power of his mind as well. So you got to be able to communicate. Hey, I don't want to be at odds with you. I really want things to work out. Can't we just come together? Can't we just get to know each other again? You've been gone on this trip for so long. It's like I don't even know you anymore. Let's rekindle this relationship. Let's God bless you, Tombo. It's worth it. Look, if we don't see eye to eye, look what we're going to be losing when we think that it's time to separate and it's really not. Of course, it's your story. So if you're already separated, then how are you going to get that person back in your life? Are there changes that you need to make? Are there changes he needs to make? Have you let him know in a loving, kind way? Or has he let you know in a loving, kind way? And it takes the power of love to turn things around, right? God is love and love is God. So, what do you see in your future? Okay. Up in the air. So these two people, they see a balloon. They can't see what's in the basket. But just knowing that eventually it'll arrive in time. 18 is a major arcana. A man and woman gaze with anticipation at a hot air balloon in a bright blue sky. The balloon flies high above the hills, and the contents of the balloon's basket are hidden from view. During this time of your life, there are aspects of an important situation that seem hidden to you. You may feel a strong, almost urgent desire to know how it's going to turn out. You can connect with your spirit guides and the Akashic records and ask for a little insight. But there are elements that are unknown and at this time unknowable. There is too much about the situation that is still up in the air. This could be due to the influence of others who are undecided, or some events may not have yet come to pass, or unexpected discoveries are yet to be made. Trust is the only way for you now. If you push too hard to know or to influence the outcome, you might push that outcome away. Let go of all urgency and give the situation to your higher infinite self, who will take care of it all. Time is required to know more about this matter, and time doesn't matter to your eternal self, whose power and love are always with you, for now and indeed forever. What else do you need? Nothing but trust, the deepest knowing that all you seek will be revealed to you in the right time. Take a deep breath and fill yourself with the power of trust. An outcome you seek drifts in the distant sky, and though you don't know when it will be realized, peace is yours completely. You know that it's on its way. So I just want to just say that's on my mind right now. Some readers will read and it'll sound so negative, right? And they're actually reading, they're reading someone's spirit who has come into the reading, right? So you have to discern that. I'm not saying the readers are evil. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes the readings could sound like something could negatively impact you. It's something to be aware of, yet it's not something that you need to worry about, because if it's something that you think you need to worry about, you just give it to God. And you say, God, I heard this reader, Living Divinity, and she was saying these things that really kind of resonate in my life, but I don't really want this negative stuff to be attached to me. And, ask God for guidance and ask Him to reveal And then you trust that everything is well, and that everything that you see in your future is for you. And you have to maintain your thought process. And I know I've said this more than once, and I'm sorry, I don't want you to get tired of hearing it. It's really for your best benefit, is that to stay positive, keep your vibes high. When your mind tells you something weird, right? You have to throw it out and say, that's not me, that's not my thought. And you have to reiterate by saying words like, dear God, that's not my thought, that must be someone else's. Can you just return to sender? And it's kind of sounds like ass backwards, or not really fully like, say for example, I tell you that be careful of the people around you, right? To have discernment, to make sure their thoughts, their words match their action. Okay, you have to see that for what it is. You can't. Well, you can ask God for clarification, but it kind of can get really confusing, right? Because it'll be like something positive can turn into something negative with your thought or with what someone might say. Then you have to discern, is that person really a good person, or are they a bad person? And it's all the gut feeling that you have. That's your intuition. Is, I've been around this person for like 5 years, and although they might have, been a little off kilter here and there, they're basically a decent person. But then at the same time, if their words don't match their actions, you have to take it for what it is, and to say they're having a bad day, and to let it just go to the side. That is that's the pass you're giving them. What is it that they said? Did they say something disrespectful to you and laugh it off? Are you taking things too serious if you take a stand? It's going to be different for every person and every situation. So just be discerning, and learn to stand in your power, and learn to say, hey, you might think you're joking, but I really didn't appreciate that. Why don't you change up, and let the other person realize that, you're not going to put up with whatever thing they're trying to twist around to make you feel a negative way or something. Okay, so I don't know who needed to hear that, and I'm sorry, I'm still learning to articulate. I think hopefully I got it across to the right person, but we just hope and pray and know that this is our path, and this is where we're going, and God's really the only way. He's the truth, He's the light, right? So how could you go wrong when you have good loving thoughts of our Heavenly Father? Okay, so next card. The light of the world, just as I was saying, right? If you have God within you, you are sharing God's love. You are sharing His light. You are a speaker for God. Okay, Major Arcana. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So, an old sage holds a glowing lantern and knocks on a door with no latch. A young man inside is too distracted to answer the knock. Your divine being is trying to get your attention. All it takes is a moment of your awareness to open the door. Though your life may be busy, the opportunity now presents itself for you to move into a higher awareness. It's a great time to open to your higher self and all its wisdom and powers. It is your soul, your eternal being, who approaches, but it is up to you and only you to open the door. You do that by taking real and regular action and knowing and feeling the wise and radiant being you are forever. Through meditation and study, you can own that enormous love, power, and vision. You can make every day sacred by going within. Once you do, you will know a radiant and greater power in every step and with every word. You will be able to bring this magnificent force to your world, changing your life forever. With a deep breath, you fill yourself with the grace and peace and light of your higher self. Your vision opens to a wider universe, and you realize that you have all the time and power in the world. Eternity fills you. Isn't that beautiful? It's very beautiful. So, take a sip of my coffee. Sage is still filling the room. Okay. Spirit, thank you, God, for that beautiful message. Hopefully the person that needs to hear it is hearing it, Lord. If not, if there are more, Lord, guide them to living divinities so they can hear this special message. So the most amazing thing, folks, is, on your page you can see what's been viewed and how many likes, and then of course the comments come up through like an email kind of thing. But so I have, thank God, 161 subscribers now. Thank you all so much. And so I actually have one of my readings touched, well, it reached like 800 and something people. So I'm hoping God will have them come back to the site and all subscribe. That would be a great miracle to have it jump up to 800 and something. So that was like pretty impressive for myself. I was like, wow, I'm really reaching out to people. And it's only by God's grace, right? And then I have one other one that's been viewed 500 times. And I realize that there are others who have like 1,000 people, or it could be like 2,000 people that view their readings. And no, I don't have a jealous bone in my body. I'm very happy for them, and I know what I've done in comparison to them is probably not that great, but to me it's every thumbs up, every to have 800 and something views was a pretty amazing moment for me. Even the 500, and a lot of them are like in the hundreds, and then some of them are in single digits, but it's the algorithm, right? It's maybe it's the wording of the subject line that kind of bumps up the algorithm. So I haven't really figured all that out, and it doesn't really matter. My job here is to focus on giving the most accurate readings that God wants me to give you, right? To read the cards. Like I said, a lot of people just look at the cards and they have their meaning, and it could be a simple description, or, everybody does a little different. I read out of the book because it's the author who put the book together, and I want to make sure you get all the message that author is meaning for you to get. Okay. That story about you say one sentence and you whisper it in someone's ear, and by the time it goes around 20 times, it's changed, right? So that's kind of my philosophy about reading out of the book, is you get the true essence of the publisher, the writers, what the writer wanted to convey to you. And then you have your own determination on what it means in your life. Okay, moving forward. We are 1 hour in. Gonna cut it. Then I'm gonna take a little piece. Let's see, somewhere here. The Two of Keys, the treasure. So this is a little disappointment, right? Maybe you're disappointed how things have gone. This one speaks of something getting broken into. Someone stealing. So is someone stealing from you? Has someone stolen something from you? Is someone in the process of stealing something for you? Is it past, present, or future? A man looks dejectedly at a smashed treasure chest in a room that obviously has been robbed and plundered. Behind him, a stream of light shines from below the lid of an unbroken chest that rests on a small table, the only piece of furniture in the room that has not been touched. This card represents a great loss or disappointment in your life right now. It could be the loss of a job, a relationship, or even an opportunity. But remember that this phase is temporary. It might take some time and effort to rally your forces to recover, but there is a great treasure within you that is always available. The little chest represents the part of you that is filled with light. It isn't vulnerable, and it can never be lost or damaged. When you focus on what's wrong or what's lacking, it perpetuates your sense of emptiness and victimization. So don't let yourself get lost in your loss. Open the lid to your light and let it illuminate your way. There are other opportunities and greater wealth waiting for you to discover. Close your eyes and feel the treasure inside you. There is a golden light that flows through your whole body and into the air around you. This is your boundless and abundant light, and it acts as a beacon to the world. So, when I'm not posting, I'm waiting for it to download, and I'm taking care of the things that I need to take care of here at the house or running errands. But in the in between time, I do listen to other tarot readers. So this is a confirmation. Someone said that somebody was stealing from someone. So whoever is out there who's wondering if someone's stealing from you, you need to really take a look at all of your assets. They could be stealing spiritual things from you. They could be saying, say if people see you, they say that people will see you, and if you're at a higher light, they don't like that. So they'll try to steal your light. They will mimic you, or they will put you down, and then they'll use the actions that you were doing or the words that you were saying, and they'll try to steal your essence. So it could be something like that. But know that you are who you are, and people can't take away from that. Only you can let them take it. If you bow down to them, if you submit to what the words that they're saying that are negative to make you feel bad, and if you say, yeah, I really should feel bad because Sue said so, or because John said so, and I don't know how to come up out of it, and I'm so depressed, and I feel lost because of the words that so-and-so said to me, whatever your story is. But the thievery could be anything. It could be your morality. It could be your finances. It could be your job. Maybe you applied for a job and someone didn't want to see you have it, so they went and told the boss, well, John did this and John did that, and you should believe me because I hold a position here, and whatever I say you should believe, because I wouldn't just go and make up something about someone. They're like telling on themselves, right? They're like, I wouldn't just go tell you that John's doing this just because really he rejected me, and and he won't let me be into his life the way I want to. Some people they can't read between the lines. So we all have to know that if we're qualified for a position and we're not given it, it's because somebody said something negative, And especially when they hire the new person, right? And you're like, it makes you laugh because you say, all right, for me, all right, so I applied for this job, and And, I did remodeling, so I know much about construction, but they never even called me for an interview. So I found out this girl, she went and told people that I was like a whore, and I was doing drugs, and maybe they said, oh, she's on OnlyFans. I saw her on OnlyFans, and so anyway, so I was never even called for the interview. And then one of the guys, Chris, he's like the warehouse delivery manager, and I told him, I said, the person they hired can't even write a quote, they can't even look up the item numbers and write a quote, and they gave her that position. And anyways, it's neither here nor there. That's just an example. It's actually a true story. So people will say things to get their little thing in there where people want to trust them because they're revealing something, and they're revealing lies that they made up. So how foolish is the person that believed them? And the truth always comes out. So it could be many things. So I just use that as an example, a real life happening. But I'm good about that, and I've moved on, and I'm doing what I really, really, really love to do. And I do love doing remodels, don't get me wrong. But, servicing people in a way that matters to their spiritual being is probably the most important job in the whole world, right? Because that's your soul. And you as a personal being, a personal person, you get to make your own choices in your own life. And we're all here just to guide you and tell you, oh, this life matters to a certain extent in certain ways, but ultimately it's your spirit that matters. If you don't believe that there's life after death, then probably these readings aren't here for you, If you don't believe in God, of course, well, it'd be nice if you didn't believe in God, and if you were here and then you're like, I'm going to investigate. I don't really believe in God, but I'm going to investigate. And then you try a simple thing like praying to God, hey, God, can you let me know if you're real? Can you show me a miracle? And all of a sudden God drops like 10 miracles right in front of you. And you're like, oh, it is true. Tarot is a real thing. They really do communicate. And their lives are so balanced, and they're so happy, and they appreciate everything. They appreciate the watchers. They appreciate the words that come out of the books. They appreciate God. They're thankful for a little dandelion, and they get to have a new experience, right? It's the experience of opening your mind and your heart and your soul to God Almighty. And they can see things from a different way now. They can know that everything happens for a reason, and all the bad things that happened was to help me to grow, to help me to heal, to help me to learn, to help me to gain wisdom. So the next time it happens, I say, no, I don't go, right? I don't want to go through that again. And I see that that's where I would be going, so I'll just turn right, and I'll kneel down and I'll pray to God. God, open up the right doors for me. I'm ready to go through whatever doors that you want me to go, because I know that by you, Lord, that I will always be protected, and you will always guide me, and you will always provide for me, and I'll have a peaceful life, a peaceful, loving life. And I can love people from a distance, and that's okay as long as I love them and I don't hate, right? That's kind of my life in so many sentences, okay? I mean, I can't tell you that I was never a believer, because my grandma, she really instilled a lot, and I'm telling you, when I looked in her eyes, all I saw was heaven, and she had beautiful eyes, and that's all I saw was heaven. I didn't see like any buildings. I didn't see God. I didn't see. I just saw peace, love, harmony. I seen all that good stuff in my grandma's eyes. So it's not like I never believed. tarot. My sister, God bless her heart, she passed away. It was a year ago, maybe 3 years ago, and she was our psychic, Terry. She could read palms. She read for my girlfriend in Hawaii, and talked about her husband. And I never even knew how her husband died, but after the conversation, I was like, well, did she tell you anything good? She's like, yeah. So she told me a few things about it. And my sister's answer was to her, whatever medicines you're taking, all that alcohol you're drinking, if you want to see your husband in spirit, you have to stop all that. So she drinks like a bottle of wine every night. She takes medicines to help her sleep. And then I don't know what other prescriptions, but that's why she still cries. God bless her. Her husband's been probably dead like 15 years. And she cries like it was yesterday. So she has to get her own healing. And she has to, treat herself better. She thinks having a bottle of wine every night is treating herself good. And I don't know, I'm not judging her or anything. I'm just saying that there's no way I could live with, even if I had all the money to drink a bottle of wine every night. I don't like how I feel when I wake up the next day after having like 2 mixed drinks. So it's not been worth it to me. I like being and not feeling fuzzy-minded. So the treasure, it's the treasure within you, the outer treasure. That comes and goes, and you have to just take the lesson from it and not be a victim. If you be a victim, if you just portray yourself as a victim, oh, John did that to me, and he just did that to me, and I didn't like it, and then you will perpetuate that in your future. You'll always find someone who, in other words, whatever you're lacking inside, that's your relationship, your next relationship. Whatever you're lacking inside. So you really have to know who you are so you know what you don't want. And a previous relationship that was hurtful, well, now you should know what you don't want. Were you being a victim? Were you allowing people to victimize you? Well, if you learn to stand in your power and say, no, I'm not going to tolerate that. That's not who I am today. I might have been like that last year. I might have been like that last week. But today, I'm a different person. And no, I won't tolerate it. So, see? God will keep giving us the same person in a different body until we learn, I don't want this life anymore. And like for me, I've been walking this life for 5 or 6 years. Oh, what is it? 2019. Yeah, it'll be 5 years. And I'm totally happy. But, I do want someone in my life that I could share things with and experience things with. But I tell God, whatever you want me to have, whoever you want in my life, I give it all to God. I give it all to God and say, I want the things in life that you want me to have, God. If you want me to be a billionaire, I will give you all the praise. If you want me to just have a simple little cottage, I will give you all the praise. If you want me to own half of New York, I will give you the praise. Whatever you want me to have in my life, God, I will give you the praise. So, I learned that from my grandma. I know she's up in heaven. I know she sits on the right side of God. I know she carries a high place in heaven because of what she did in this lifetime. Okay. The karmic trench, just as I was saying, thank you, God. The karmic trench speaks of getting into a pickle and finding your way out, and doing your best not to ever get in that trench again, but if you do, you know how to do it. Okay? 4 scrolls. And I have scrolls as wands, but I don't know. I wish they would put it in the book, but they don't. In a field meant to be planted, a man, dirty from his efforts, stands knee-deep into a long trench. The seeds wait to be planted, yet he continues to dig deeper and deeper. There are other rows plowed and ready for planting, but they are ignored. This card reveals a difficult pattern in your life, a pattern of self-defeating feelings, thoughts, and actions that you've brought forward from previous incarnations. You return to this life with the intention of breaking this karmic pattern, but you got pulled into old thoughts and behaviors. You've been digging yourself deeper into a karmic trench that gets harder and harder to escape. This pattern is unknown to you. You recognize it in your relationships, in your jobs, and certainly in your beliefs, behaviors, and responses. It's time to take charge of your karma by altering the inner ideas, feelings, and patterns that cause you to make sabotaging choices. Every time you notice yourself making an old choice that digs you deeper into the karmic trench, you can change your mind and your actions. This will require your conscious effort every step of the way. Without such work, you could go lifetimes burying yourself in the same feelings. But with your commitment to making changes every day, you can dig yourself out. So you see, this sort of sounds like an air to me. Okay, take a moment to remember an old negative pattern that you know all too well, one that has kept you stuck. Close your eyes and breathe in the presence and power of your higher self. You become stronger. You are filled with the will to step out of the mud, and you do, now and every time you fall into that pattern again. So, you see how it could be wands, or it could be air. Anyways, or sword rather, which is the same. Okay, so someone is self-sabotaging, or have they learned from it, and have they gotten out of the trench? The Akashic Library, Major Arcana. Okay, so after this I'm going to pull 3 more cards because it's an hour and 28. Okay. Inside a great library, candles cast a glow upon the books and the tall shelves. A sage sits thoughtfully with an open book on his table and a quill pen in hand. Sometimes this card can indicate writing or publishing a book for you, but this card also symbolizes a new initiation, an ability to manifest a new life in every way. You have moved deeper into the Akashic records, into a higher self-awareness. Further investigation may be required, but you now have a better understanding of your old motives and new purposes. It is also a time of heightened intuition as well as greater self-creation. During this phase, all you have to do is add a little conscious effort to write your new records in the Akasha. To get started today, write one simple declaration about the future you wish to create and repeat it to yourself often. Then decide one thing you can do to make it happen, and do it. Anything can happen now. The breadth of the landscape before you rests solely on the scope of your imagination and your will to own it. As you close your eyes, envision yourself stepping into the most beautiful and serene of all ancient libraries. Imagine yourself taking a book from a shelf and opening it to a page. Notice the first word that comes to you. What does it tell you? How does it feel? Remember to visit this mystical library often and tap into the expansive wisdom that is yours. Okay. So let me set these down here. Okay, we're going to pull 3 cards. I kind of want to pull them off the top. Just 3 in a row. Okay, here we go. At the bottom, the Master Artisan. Okay. First card, 5 of Keys, wishes fulfilled. I'll read them to you in a minute. The King of Keys. So there is a matching set. As I said, this comes out that the King and Queen have their back turned towards them, but you can turn it around. It's what you believe in your mind, how you see your king or queen. Do you see them with their back turned towards you, or do you see them open towards each other? And the 5 of Roses. So let's read these. And just for giggles, these would be the next 3 cards. The Muse, the War of the Roses, and Setting Your Course. So however you want those to resonate for you, if they resonate for you at all. Okay, so the first one would be the 5 of Keys, wishes fulfill. So the 5 is like a change, right? So if you're having your wishes fulfilled, what did you have before, right? 5 of Keys. The scene is a bright and full storeroom, a larder for a sizable and successful estate. Inside are keys and coins, wines and spices. Also within the room are a number of baskets filled with a bounty of fruits, vegetables, breads, flour, sugars, and grains. Even the many windows look out at the expanse of your world. This card is a sign that the time has come for your wishes to be fulfilled and your dreams to be realized. Difficulties may have challenged you for a time, but even in these, victory is assured. There is an abundance of sweet nourishment and acquired lands coming. The keys to the castles are yours. Celebrate. Close your eyes and feel someone hand you a set of golden keys. One of them opens the most important door before you. Open the door and see what lies ahead. Okay. So the next one again is the King of Keys. So if you feel like, we have one match, right? King and Queen of Keys, and they have their back turned towards us or towards each other. So what you want to say, whether it's energetically, or you pick up the phone, or you send an email, you send a text, you send a letter in U.S. mail, whatever it is, you just want to reiterate, look, I know in the past we've had our back turned towards each other. We both have had the same feelings, and we both know that we feel the same. Let's try to turn this around and face each other. Okay, so you can do that. Say, my heart is open to you. My heart is open to you. It's only you. It's always been only you. Just turn around and see me, and I'll turn around and see you. Right? Something like that. Okay. The King of Keys rides a splendid horse toward a great castle in the distance. He is happy and at ease as he travels home. This is an entrepreneurial man with civil or commercial authority. He is confident, astute, and perhaps overly focused on his career or work. Though he can be very thoughtful and helpful to you in business and financial matters, he is often more goal-oriented than people-oriented. Keep this in mind if this man turns out to be a love interest for you or another. Okay, whether the King of Keys represents you or another, be on the outlook for a major promotion, a heightening of income, or furthering of career achievements. Career and finance, real estate, and business are typically for the King of Keys, but management in any industry can be forthcoming. This may also be a good time for self-employment and business expansion for you or a man in your life. So again, it speaks about, are they facing each other? It indicates a deeply profound relationship in love or business that is of great value. Okay? There could be a problem with communication, a lack of connection or shared purpose if they have their back turns towards each other. So basically, when two people come together and they match equally, right? It's a king and queen. It doesn't mean that the queen has to do what the king does, or the king has to do what the queen does. They both can independently be their own person, and yet know that they're the only connection that the other person has. You get what I'm saying? So again, you want to reiterate the communication. Look, we've had our back turns towards each other. We are a perfect match. It's been proven. You have feelings for me. I have feelings for you. Let's turn this around, because we're never going to find another one that matches us just like this. Okay? And allow the other one to have their own purpose. A shared purpose would be both of them walking along the path of righteousness, right? And, regarding spirituality, someone's not really on the right page, but are we just perceiving that? Do we really know that? How could we really know if there's a break in communication? Okay? Let's see. Close your eyes and feel yourself step into an important position of power and wealth. You become the King of Keys, and you feel yourself straightened and lift with a new strength and authority. As you survey your world, decide which part of your life you would like to approach with a greater sense of rulership. And again, you see in your future what you see. If you see that I love this person and they love me and we're never going to come together, we're always going to have our back turns towards each other, then that's the way it's going to be. If you see in your future and you turn it around, right? There's a communication break and there's the shared purpose. It says in this guidebook that's why you guys have your back turned towards each other. So one could be spiritual and one could be religious. Okay, that's kind of how it sort of feels like to me. So it's going to be different for all of us. We all have our own story, right? So put it where it belongs. And then the last one we have the Five of Roses. And this speaks of looking at the next card. So let's see, the next card would be the Six of Forces. Okay, so since they're looking, right? Since they're looking to the right, I'll pull an extra card, which is the Waterfall. Five of Roses. Two children play in a sunny, lush garden. A boy shoots a slingshot while the girl watches a butterfly in the flowers with a magnifying glass. If children aren't part of your life already, this could show their arrival. It could also indicate that your children, even adult children, could become more of a focus for you. They may have some concerns of their own, but even so, opportunity for things to mend come easily right now. There's also maybe real change and benefit for one of your children who has made a special effort recently. This is a very advantageous time for the children around you. Enjoy it and help them enjoy it too. Whether upright or reversed, you can look to the adjacent card. See, they're both going to the right to get more insight on the children around you and their issues. Apply the details and people in this nearby card to present, and it could be future children in your life. So Six of Forces will be the last card we read today. A towering waterfall roars down into a beautiful body of water. In the upright position, this card reminds you of your incredible personal power and supports you in opening up to the force within. Know that you are a dynamo in the universe. You have the ability to shape any situation in a way that honors you and moves your life forward. The element of water is fluid. Like the waterfall, your personal energy never stops. Your life force is never ending. It springs from your eternal past and roars into the limitless future, extending into the farthest reach of the universe. It is a time of deep thought and even deeper emotions, as well as an expansion of psychic energy. Use this time to act on these and tap into your power that is ever flowing. With a deep breath, fill every part of your being with the energy of great waterfall. Feel the power that electrifies and lights up the world pouring through you. How do you want to use it today? Okay. So let's end the reading by doing the time thingy. It is 11:11. 11:11:67. 11:11:67. I'm just going to put 11:11. And I'm going to use Joanne. Number 1111 is made up of the powerful influences of the number 1 amplified and magnified by 4. Number 1 resonates with the vibration and attributes of new beginnings and starting afresh, independence and individuality, initiative and assertiveness, ambition and motivation, success and leadership, courage and strength, creation and creativity, self-reliance and tenacity, attainment, happiness and fulfillment, innovation, self-development, and oneness with life. Number 1111 reminds us that we create our own realities with our thoughts, beliefs, intentions, and actions. The repeated number 1 sequence in all its forms is most often the first sequence that appears to many people. Once 1111 is acknowledged, let me see. Okay. Once the 1111 is acknowledged, the number sequence changes to another combination along with new messages, life experience, directions, and opportunities. Many people associate the repeating 1111 with a wake-up call, a code of activation, and or an awakening code, or a code of consciousness. It can also be seen as a key to unlock the subconscious mind and reminds us that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience rather than physical beings embarked upon spiritual experiences. Upon noticing a frequency of 1111 appearing repeatedly, you may begin to see an increase of synchronicities and unlikely and miraculous coincidences appearing in your life. At times when you are about to go through a major spiritual awakening or an epiphany of some kind, the number 1111 may appear in your physical reality and experience to signal the upcoming change or shift. When noticing the angel number 1111 appearing, take notice of your thoughts you had right before that moment or right at that moment, as the 1111 indicates that your thoughts and beliefs are aligned with your truths. For example, if you held an inspired idea at the time of seeing 1111, it would indicate that it would be a positive and productive idea to take action on. When angel number 1111 appears repeatedly, it signifies that an energetic gateway has opened up for you, and this will rapidly manifest your thoughts into reality. The message is to choose your thoughts wisely, ensuring that they match your true desires. Do not put your energy into focusing on fears, as you may manifest them into your life. Angel number 1111 is a message from your angels to be very aware of your persistent thoughts and ideas, as these are manifesting quickly into your reality. Ensure that your beliefs, thoughts, and mindsets are positive and optimistic in order to draw the energies of abundance and balance into your life. Be aware that you will manifest your thoughts, therefore do not think negative about these. Don't think negative thoughts, as these are what you will draw into your life. Use the positive energies of the universe to bring to fruition your deepest desires, hopes, and dreams. Angel number 1111 amplifies that an energetic gateway. Seems like I'm reading the same, but I'll read it. Angel number 1111 signifies that an energetic gateway has opened up for you, and this will rapidly manifest your thoughts into your reality. There is an opportunity opening up for you as your thoughts are manifesting them into form at lightning speed. Angel number 1111 is similar to the bright light of a flashbulb. It means that the universe has just taken a snapshot of your thoughts and is manifesting your ideas, thoughts, and beliefs into material form, creating your experiences and realities. When you recognize an angel number 1111 sequence appearing to you frequently, take note of your thoughts. It seems like I'm reading the same thing. Take notice of your thoughts at that time they occur. When a series 1111 appears, monitor your thoughts carefully and be sure to only think about what it is you really want, not what you do not want. Choose your thoughts wisely and do not put focus towards your fears as they may manifest. Pay attention to your thoughts and ideas as they are revealing the answers to your prayers. Your positive affirmations and optimistic attitude will help to manifest your desires and help you achieve your goals and aspirations. They will also assist you in serving your spiritual life purpose and soul mission. Angel number 1111 encourages you to look to new beginnings, opportunities, and projects with a positive and optimistic attitude, as these are appearing in your life for a very good reason. Your angels want you to achieve and succeed with your desired goals and aspirations, so do not hesitate in taking positive steps and striving forward. Do not allow fear, doubts, or concerns to hold you back from living and serving your divine life purpose and soul mission. Angel number 1111 also encourages you to assist and inspire the human race via your natural abilities, relying upon your inner wisdom and intuition to guide you. Be an inspirational guiding light to bring illumination and enlightenment to others and to help raise spiritual awareness. Trust that the angels support you in your light work. Angel number 1111 shows you how to begin creating your reality and is confirming that your intentions are in the process of manifesting. Okay, so 1111, keep that in your mind, and if a negative thought enters your mind, you probably want to throw it back, say, no, that's not me, and then pull up 1111 on your phone and take a couple minutes to read that and kind of embed it in your brain, right? The more you focus on the good in your life, the more the good will come. And, build it, they will come. There's a movie about that with, what's his name? Dancing with Wolves guy. With the baseball diamond. That was a good movie. What is it? Something in the Fields. So, thank you all. Thank you so much, all of my subscribers. I just love you. Without you, there'd be no reason for me to be here. So, I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of my journey. My journey, my path, my mission, my purpose. Thank you so much. And thank God for our time together. God bless you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day or evening whenever you're watching this. And I pray that God protects you, loves you, guides you, gives you peace, provides all the goods, right? And, enjoy and be thankful. And thank God for every day, everything in your life. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you again. Sending you love, light, peace, harmony, joy, healing, wealth, and health. Aloha.